Let me guess. Your studio is a mess. Your workspace. It's a problem that so many of us have. And there's some reasons. Primary among them is that you are a maker. You know, you make stuff, and that means that stuff gets moved around a lot. And there's a lot of tools, and there's a lot of, activity that has to happen. And then if you don't use the studio for a while, I don't know about you, but if I'm like engaged in other things for a little bit, all the tools and whatever that sort of accumulate in other parts of the house just sort of land on my work table. Yeah. All right. So I'm exposing myself here. My studio is a mess, and it's something that I've been working on, and it's getting better. So I wanted to give you a little bit here. First of all, if you're a maker of crafts or arts, you're a visual person. You're inclined to see, right? And so the mess in your workspace is significant. It's not nothing. It actually causes friction. It keeps it from being the most pleasurable experience you can have. And it keeps you, it diminishes the flow of energy that you have. So there is actually value in taking time to do the work to keep it clean. But what does that look like? It's different for everyone. And I would love to know your techniques because I would love to share them. But there's a couple of things. One is there's different kinds of work time, right? So some of it is you're actually making the thing, you're in creative flow. That's some of it. But there's also cleaning up, making the space nice. There's preparing the materials. There's going to get the materials. All of these things actually go into being a craftsperson or an artist or a potter, whatever you are. They're part of the job. So if you can think of it not as this auxiliary thing that you're doing, but rather it is actually part of the process. And if you bring awareness and pleasure to that also, it can be a good thing, right? It can make it so that the friction is less. So that you don't have expectations that, I gotta just get to work. I gotta get to work. No, actually, right now, what you need to do is make the space nice. So that when you're working, when you're in the creative flow, it's not stuck, right? And you can enjoy it because you got into this making things, being a potter, being a sculptor, being an artist, because you love it and you want to enjoy it. So let's reframe it. Maybe it's a gift to yourself. Are you allowed to have a gift? It's taking care of you. It's self-care to actually take care of the space. There's something grounding about that, right? There's something nourishing about that you can actually give yourself the time, the space to actually attend to the space that you're inhabiting. Maybe this means that, your work period is from this period to, from 2 to 6. And at 2, your time is for an hour or for a half an hour tidying. Or maybe it's at the end of the time, right? And you give yourself specific time to tidy. It's a gift to yourself, and you deserve the gift. You're a visual person. It matters. It makes a difference. It decreases the friction. It makes it so that you can really enjoy this thing that you want to create, this time that you want to spend. And that pleasure, let me just take it one step further. Why is that significant? You're being grounded and having pleasure in making then transmits out into the world of your audience. That's important. So think of your studio as part of the artwork, part of the pottery, part of what it is to nourish yourself as you're nourishing the world. All right. Val Gilman, Taproot Arts and Insight. Please follow, share, and certainly subscribe. Subscribe to this, but also you can subscribe to my mailing list because there's all sorts of good things that happen there that don't necessarily happen here. I would love to see you there. All right. Bye.